This is the Making Noise podcast.
I kind of realized probably like 2 or 3 years ago. I think I actually put it on my artist statement when I was applying for my PhD that like my fundamental artistic drive is I want to do cool shit with my friends. And like sometimes I could care less about the actual music, which makes this situation really weird because you're not like doing stuff with people the same way you were before. I gotta sneeze. Sorry.
Don't worry, we can mute that.
What?
We can mute that.
Because like I'm not doing that sort of like I'm not going to shows like I used to. Like everybody who's ever been to like anybody that's been to music school has been to concerts. They could give a shit what was being played. It's about like your friends that are doing it, being there, hanging out, that kind of thing. And to me, that's like my favorite thing about being a musician, engaging in the art world in general. I'm rereading Christopher Small's Musicking right now, where he talks about like what is like the ritual practice of like concertizing, and like he really analyzes it through like what is Western art music, like a conductor and like that kind of thing. But the fundamental question is like if you look at like what is really going on here in like a concert situation, which is where a lot of our music is experienced, all of those components are different now. People try to hang on to them. Like a friend of mine had a recital that I ran like sound for a couple months ago. It was just me. I was the only person there, and they like still came out to bow to a camera. You know, it's so weird because it's just not the same thing, but we're hanging on to those little pieces of it. So it's interesting to think about like how that stuff's changed. And with what I was saying about like my favorite thing is just doing it, everything about just doing it is different. Like you're not with your friends in the same way. My ensemble that I run here, the electronic ensemble, we did our first show and I just like ran it. It was fixed media pieces that the people composed, worked in smaller ensembles, writing group projects. They all did their own visual stuff. It was a really cool show. But I premiered it on Twitch, which the Twitch chat was like exploding during this whole thing. But it's like, you know, you can't help but wonder, it's like, are people paying attention to that or the music, or is this what musicking is now at this moment in this space kind of thing? Which on the one hand, I think is kind of cool. Like that's a new world to explore, and that's a new thing to really think about. But it's just weird because it's like it's different. It's not what you're used to at all. And it feels a little unnatural. Like I like going to shows because I can like chat with my friends and like talk about it after the fact, but also because I'm able to tune everything else out. Where if I'm watching a show on like Twitch or something, check Facebook, check the weather, see what's going on with NPR. The news cycle doesn't stop, so it's easy to start doom scrolling when you should be watching a show in a way that I don't think I would do if I was there in real life. Like even when I go to shows at bars and stuff, I don't really look at my phone when music's happening. I'm watching a show and like hanging out with my friends and like, you know, bullshitting about whatever's drama is going on. Like, you know, it's just not like that right now. Everything's kind of different. There's always like people sending messages, private messages to each other and that kind of thing, which is fun. You know, you're watching somebody's recital and then you get a private message from someone and like, oh, they didn't play that one as well. So, you know, so that's kind of fun, but it's just different, you know. I'm excited for the prospect of not having to do that anymore, but I think that will make my engagement with the digital spaces a little bit more meaningful too, because I'll go to a concert in real life, but maybe there will be a concert that I really want to watch in Germany that I can do that now too. And maybe I'll care about that more when I can pick and choose between the two instead of only having one.